Hello, guys.
Hi.
Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Poch,
And I'm Gabe.
and we are the DDLD
Difficult,
Lemon
difficult
Difficult
podcast.
podcast. Yes, so today in our episode, we're going to be giving advice to people who posted things on a subreddit that is popular in the Philippines.
Yes. And while you're here, we want to encourage you to like and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Spotify if you're listening to us through audio. And if you also have the time, please follow us on Instagram. That's where we post our updates and some short clips for the podcast. Anyway,
Yes, so if you've noticed, we have a new setup here in terms of cameras. I can talk to a camera over here, and Gabe can talk to a
over there,
yes, and
we can talk to you over
together.
there.
Yes. So for the audio listener, we have very much upgraded our setup. I think we have been trying to improve every episode, if you've noticed. So hopefully we're gonna get there to the point where we want to be at.
Yeah, this one is the most challenging one, I think, because it adds another element of control. So it will be interesting to see how the cameras change while we're talking. We'll just see. We're testing it out.
Yes. So that's that with our setup. We just wanted to acknowledge it. We hope to improve more every week. Like, I think I already said that, but whatever.
Yeah, with that, I also wanted to call out to those watching on YouTube. There is something on my nose. I wanted to say it first before anyone else said it. I wanted
Okay.
to say it first. There's a band-aid on my nose because of acne problems. But that's neither here nor there. So let's begin.
That's okay.
Okay. I just wanted
It's
to
barely noticeable.
doubt, but that's fine. It's okay. I just wanted to be the first one to say it.
Anyway, so we wanted to recap our week, which is what we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
So, drum roll, please, Gabe.
Okay, wait, I
It's on the table. We finally got Era's tour tickets.
Yay!
Yeah, we're gonna add a soundboard soon, but for now, we're just gonna
We're gonna.
celebrate clapping noise. Yeah, we did it. And I know in like the first episodes that we did, I said it was like a not a good financial decision, and I
And
think
I agreed. I agreed to that. Yeah.
you stand by it.
I stand by buying resale
Yeah.
tickets as not a smart financial decision. But
We finally got them on pre-sale. We got on the verified pre-sale.
yes, we were very lucky. Poch was very lucky actually to randomly get that code. When was that? Sometime early this week. Poch was able to get that code. Well, we both registered for it, but lottery style. So Poch won this one, and we got the tickets
Yes, we did.
last Wednesday.
Yeah, so just to recap, oh man, sorry. We applied or we registered via the pre-sale of Ticketmaster, notoriously. Gabe actually messaged me during work. She was like, "Yo,
Please.
the pre-sale's open. I need another phone." I was like, "All right, sure." And then I think it came out on Tuesday, right? Last week,
I
Tuesday.
don't remember actually. I just remember it being in the middle. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was Tuesday because I was in the office.
No, like Tuesday this week.
The tickets?
No, like they announced that you got a code.
We got confused. The codes came out on Tuesday. The announcement for the new tour dates and the verified
Thursday.
fan pre-sale was last week, and I was at work, and I texted Poch, and I lined up. I had so many tabs open on my work. Well, not my work laptop, but it's the laptop I use for work. I had so many tabs open trying to register, and yeah, luckily Poch got one this round.
Yeah, so I was with Gabe and then I got a notif on my phone. It said I was selected. And I think we're going to the Miami show. Yes.
Yes.
So the concert's like a year away.
More
but we're
than a
very,
year
We're very
away.
excited. Yeah, so it's I don't know, I feel like we were able to manifest it by talking about it on the podcast.
So maybe One Direction reunion.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
We'll
But-
see.
But anyway, yeah, and Even if there were like 13,000 people ahead of us at the queue.
Oh yeah, I was amazed. Well, not really. I mean, I sort of knew a lot of people still wanted to watch, but 13,000. I was like, and I thought we were there early. Like, Poch and I prepared hours in advance. We had the page open. We refreshed at the right times. I don't really know if there's a correct time to do it, but we refreshed when we were advised to do it. And then when we got on the queue, there were more than 13,000 people ahead of us.
Yeah, we tried to do it the right way, or the way that they recommended.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, we were still 13,000 in line.
Yeah, so it's crazy. But honestly, we're really just lucky that we got it.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get like floor seats, but then by the time we got it,
There were no more floor seats.
but we are still very grateful that we got tickets anyway.
Yeah, in
So,
general. Like,
October, we will see you, Miss Swift.
yes.
Yep. Okay, what else do we do this week? We finally finished season 2.
Oh, of the summer I turned pretty.
Yes, and I can say that it was I think it was better than last season. It was more of a season focused on like building the relationships of the intergroup.
Okay.
Like I feel like there were more interactions between non-romantic people than last season. Like there were more Steven and Conrad interactions.
Oh, I see.
There were
what you
more
mean.
Taylor and Belly interactions.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. And there was also Steven and Taylor.
Yeah, I'm still not. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I'm not as big of a fan as Gabe. I think you can see her face right
Yeah.
here.
really
She's-
happy.
She's so happy that they finally got together.
I'm clapping for them.
Yeah. So the whole time she was like, "Oh my god, yay, they're together!" And then I was honestly cringing at the side.
They can't win. With Poch at least. I was really happy. I was like, yes.
But I think we realized that Belly isn't really the best protagonist. I mean,
She's a teenage girl.
I know, but I mean, not saying that it's a pass, but
Yeah.
it's more fun understanding. Like, okay, I mean, somebody's mom just died. You want to bone them? Sure.
Oh my god.
No, but sure. Or maybe not bone. Just like you're more focused on him. You're more hung up on him having another girl to talk to than grieving.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm usually, one to stick up and defend a female character just because I'm also a woman.
You are?
I am. Surprise. But in season 2, I think that's where I really saw a lot of Belly's flaws. I
Which
used
makes
to
her
think,
human, yeah.
Yeah, like in season 1, Jeremiah was more of like, I have liked Belly for so long. I'm going to take my chance. And then he learned from that because he got hurt after what Belly did. And in season 2, instead of jumping at the opportunity to be with Belly, he took a much slower approach. And he was like, I have to protect myself. I have to be smart about this. And, it was Belly who was really trying to come on to him and be like, Jeremiah, I'm a different person now. And then that's when I was kind of disappointed. I was like, it's obvious that you're not over Conrad. It's obvious. Because of the way, I don't know, there's just, maybe she thinks she's over it, but because they've been so close for so long, like she and Conrad, like they have this dynamic that they're just so comfortable with each other. Like when she wore his sweater in the car, do you remember that scene?
Yes, I do.
When Jeremiah was like, oh, are you cold? And she was like, it's fine, I like it cold. And then Conrad gives her his sweater and she just wears it. And then Jeremiah's like, but I just asked. It's stuff like that. It's like, how can you assure Jeremiah that there's nothing between you and Conrad? And then you pull stuff like that. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can.
So there was some disappointment in Belly. But, to her defense, I don't even think she has a defense. We were all young once. We're still young, but she's younger than us. So it's like, think even younger.
I think our piece of advice, if I could give some to her, is like, if you're gonna date people, make sure they're not brothers. Like, that's a very complicated situation to be in. You don't want to do that. There's a reason why the saying "bros before hoes" was made, and these guys are literally brothers.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm not saying don't go after A or don't go after B. It's just it's not a good thing to like pit people. As much as she doesn't want that to happen, it literally does. It happened. They're pitted against each other. Pause.
What? Okay, I wasn't even thinking about anything, but I was also just I remembered this morning I got it on my TikTok feed for some reason. I think it's because I've been watching a lot of The Some Writer and Pretty, which is about two brothers liking the same girl. Apparently, that's also the story of Vampire Diaries. Did you know that? I never watched the show, but like
No,
the
I
two
didn't. I've never
brothers-
watched Vampire Diaries.
Me too. The two brothers like Elena. I didn't know that.
Is the Elena character, is that what's her name?
I don't know. The girl.
Nina Dobrev.
Yes, her.
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't know that Ian Somerhalder and the other dude are brothers, like character-wise, not in real life. Obviously.
Yeah. What? No, they wouldn't cast brothers.
Why not? What if they were really talented brothers? It doesn't matter.
If
It
it were
doesn't
like
matter.
if they were any younger, you know who would have been good brothers to like cast?
Okay, who?
The Hemsworth brothers. Like Chris Hemsworth as Conrad and then Liam Hemsworth as
Oh,
Jeremiah.
oh my gosh, I was so confused. I thought you were thinking about casting the Hemsworth brothers in Vampire Diaries.
No.
And I was like, well, that makes sense because like Chris is like, like built, and then what's the name of the other one? Liam is like less built, so it kind of reminds me of the other brother.
There's a third Hemsworth, by the way. He's the eldest one.
You know what's sad? We both don't know his name.
I know his name.
What is it? Mister Hemsworth.
John No, I'm just
No.
joking.
That's
He's the one in Westworld. If you
I
ever
did
watched
not watch
show.
that show.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
anyway, I think at the end, Gabe and I were like, okay, so obviously my boy Cam Cameron is out of the mix,
Yeah.
sadly. So who are we rooting for, quote unquote? And I already told Gabe this. There's two questions to that, right? So it's more of like, first is who do you want Belly to end up with? Like that's very subjective. And second is who do you think she's
She
gonna
will
end up with?
Yeah.
And Gabe's answer to both is one answer. Like it's just one. But I have two answers to both.
Okay, yeah, go.
So my answer is who do I actually want her to end up with? Maybe Jeremiah.
Okay.
But obviously, just based on the writing of the show, it's gonna be Conrad.
Should we have given a spoiler warning?
No. I mean, I'm saying like
We don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying based on how it's being written, like how the
That's
show
true.
is going, it's gonna be Conrad. Because if she was over him already, they would have written him off as like, oh, he's going to Stanford. Like he's already in Stanford. Like spoiler alert if you watched the last episode when Jeremiah and Belly kiss finally.
Oh,
Kind of awkward scene though, but whatever.
pain.
He was there. He was like, oh. And yeah, so if he was really meant to not end up with Belly, then wouldn't have happened,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Obviously, my answer for both is Conrad. Do I have to explain that?
No.
It's really, like your first love never dies. That's the trope. First love never dies. It's always been him.
Really not the brother-sister trope.
No, that's for Steven and Taylor.
Let's go, Steven.
Yeah, Steven and Taylor. Sisters, best friend. Sister's brother.
Brother, sister.
Brother's sister.
I was like, what?
No, it's a sister's best friend. But no, I really think it's Conrad. Obviously, I don't know why. There's so many books where it's always like the broody guy who wins. It's always the broody one who wins. Like the broody.
You know where the broody guy doesn't win?
Where?
Hunger Games.
That's true, but that's also the reason I don't like Pita. So.
Okay, Pito was literally abducted by the government and tortured.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other dude bombed children.
Okay. Now you make it sound like I'm like into evil guy.
I'm just reminding you as to
What happened?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I guess.
if it's about a guy who was abducted by the government versus a guy who bombed children, I don't know. It's pretty simple to me, but whatever.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's how our week went. I think we want to try something new this week.
Yes.
We found a subreddit that is very interesting, and we're just gonna go over some posts. Disclaimer. We reviewed the subreddit in general, and we saved some links, But this was days ago, so I have no idea anymore. Like, I kind of forgot, basically.
Yeah, and our setup right now is that we just have a bunch of links and we didn't label any of them,
Yeah.
which might not be a smart decision, but we put them all there and we're just gonna click it. Like, we don't even remember the stories for each.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go through them. For the audio listener, we're gonna read it out. For the person watching on YouTube, or people, hopefully it's people, we're gonna
To that
we're
one
gonna
person.
that one person on YouTube. Thanks for the 100 views. But yeah, we're going to post the thingamajig.
Like a screenshot
Yeah.
so you can read along with us.
All right. Let's start.
Yeah, let's pick a random one. Which one do you want? Do you want the gray one? The one in gray. The gray highlight.
Okay. All right. Fairly simple. I think ako ba yung gago kung na-turn off akong nangungutaw yung nanliligaw sa akin?
Okay. Disclaimer also, we recognize that some of these posts are in Filipino or Taglish, and some of our English-speaking only listeners or audience members might not completely understand what we're saying. So how we're going to go through this is that one of us will be reading the entire post, and then the other person is going to try their best to summarize it in English. And if we can't properly do it, then you'll at least learn a few new words.
Okay.
Okay. You want to take this one? Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, so ako ba yung gago kung na-turn off akong nangungutang yung nanliligaw sa akin? Okay. Here's a little bit of context. I, 32-year-old female, have been talking to this guy, 42-year-old male, for quite some time now. He has confessed his feelings, but I do not entirely feel the same way. However, we have remained friendly with one another. He told me he has been having problems with money after his mom got hospitalized. He has a regular job, but apparently it's not enough to pay all his bills. I am going to Cebu for vacation next week. I am pretty psyched up for that, so I told him. Then here comes the part wherein he asked for a loan. Wala na daw siyang malapitan pa. I was shocked for this came out of nowhere. It also shook the joy out of telling him about the trip. Parang bang ang dating ay, may pera ka ngayon kaya okay ka lang utangan. Magbabakasyon ka nga eh. And also, I was a bit disappointed that he would ask me that. Yeah. I came from a relationship na ginawa lang ako literal na sugar mommy. Hinihingan ako ng pambayad ng kuryente and all. So forgive me that, but I have become so skeptical of people asking me for money. But also, I cannot help but feel guilty. Ako ba yung gago?
Okay, so just a quick summary in English. Basically, the person who submitted this story is 32 years old and is a female. And there is this guy who she has been talking to who is 42 years old, male. So this guy has confessed feelings to her, and she already told him that she doesn't feel exactly the same way. But regardless of that, they remain friends. He did confess to her that he is also having some difficulties with money, and that he is sort of asking her for money, especially now that he knows she
Can afford to
do so because she's going on vacation and all that. So our lead character, our 32-year-old
The OP,
female,
yeah.
feels a little off about it. She's hesitant just
She's
because
turned off.
Yeah, she's turned off. She's had experience being a sugar mommy in a relationship, so she just doesn't feel like going through all that again. So with that in mind, she's asking,
Is she the asshole?
is she the asshole for feeling that way? What are your thoughts, Poch?
I think she's not necessarily an asshole because it's coming from a place of experience. It's not like she's skeptical about everything. It's just more of a I don't want to do this again kind of attitude. I think in the sense that she didn't outright say no yet. She just felt turned off. So she's asking if she's an asshole for being turned
For feeling
off.
that way.
Yeah, for feeling that
Yeah.
way. No. You were not an asshole for feeling for feeling turned off to someone who's asking you for money. I think in general, if anyone I was trying to court asked me for money, I mean, like, not to laugh that they needed the money. I'm laughing.
The other way around. It's if somebody courting you asked you for money.
Yeah, if the
Yeah.
person courting me, if the person,
Yes.
the person courting me asked me for money, that's a little funny in the sense that don't you need to give me something? I mean, I think that's the expectation.
The traditional expectation.
That's the
of being
expectation in
courted,
that
yeah.
kind of dynamic. I don't know. What do you think?
I think she's not the asshole for feeling that way. So I agree with you. And it is a funny situation, but not in the sense that it's like, isn't it weird that he's asking her for money? I just feel like, how has she been in this situation twice already? Like, is she like just attracting these people? Does she give sugar mommy energy?
Well, shout out to this poster because it sounds like she's doing well at life. That she
That's
can give
true.
money,
That
you know?
that she has that persona, or like she has that sugar mommy
Yeah,
energy.
girl,
Like, good
girl
for
boss.
you.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you for having the money. I feel like you're not the asshole for having this feeling.
Hindi ka gago, yeah.
Yeah, hindi ka gago. I mean,
Hindi ka gago, girl.
that's how you
Just
feel.
letting you know.
That's how
straight
you
out.
feel. It's
Yeah.
fine. Whether or not you give this person money, that's completely up to you, and how kind and generous you feel, and how genuine you think this guy is being, and if you trust him with this. But the feeling, I think, is valid. Like, you just don't, you're very cautious, especially because you've experienced it before. So you just don't want to be that person. You don't want this new 42M to depend on you like you've been depended on in the past. So,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
for that post,
We
yeah,
agree.
we agree.
Hindi
ka gago. Or you're not an asshole. All right.
Yes.
See?
Okay.
Simple. All right, let's see.
Resolved.
Let's look at okay, you want to try the blue one?
Just
blue
the blue
link.
text.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Okay. I just remember what this one was. I can read this.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then,
Okay.
okay. Here we go. Ako ba yung gago kung labag sa loob ko mag-ambag sa mga lakad namin ng jowa ko? Okay. So, I have a boyfriend and halos bago lang kami. Sa relationships ko before, never ako pinag-ambag. Food, gas, accommodation sa out-of-town trips, or kung ano pa man, as in presence ko lang ambag ko. Wow, must be nice. But this guy, una, hiningan niya ako ng ambag sa gas the last time we went for a medyo malayo nga naman talaga trip. Nag-ambag ako because sige, mahal ang gas. And then now, he wants another ambag para sa next lakad namin. Alam ko hindi niya naman ako palamunin, and I have money naman sa totoo lang. It's just that hindi ako sanay, and every time he does that to me, pakiramdam ko, hinuhold up ako. Wait.
No, I get
Okay.
it.
Wait. Okay. Hold up. Okay, anyway. At ngayon, pag may lakad kami, imbes ma-excite ako, iniisip ko kung magkano na naman kaya iaambag ko for today's video. Ako ba yung gago? PS, mas mapera po siya sa akin. PPS, wag niyo sana akong awayan please. I need may malasakit na advice. Haha.
Okay, so just to summarize, the person is asking if they feel like it's against their belief or like it's above and beyond to split dates with somebody, with their significant other, right? I think I said that right.
Yeah, so I think more context is that
The
person
poster
A
is
and-
yeah.
Yeah, person A and person B have just recently started dating. They haven't been together for a long time, and in person A, in OP's history of dating, she has never been asked to contribute to date funds.
Yeah.
So this is all new to her. So she never had to pay for gas, split money,
Yeah.
split whatever. It's just that this new guy is asking,
Her to do so.
hey,
Yeah.
you want to contribute to gas money because we're going somewhere far. So that's new to her. And she's asking, ako ba yung gago if this is against what I believe in?
Yeah. I mean, if you're asking me, yes, because a relationship, I believe, is a partnership, right? And it's not like he's courting her at this point. They're already together, or right, or
Yeah.
let's say it's he or she is already with the person. So it's not like the other person is courting you or you're courting the other person. So I feel like you should be able to split expenses, especially I'm assuming you're younger, so you don't have as much money. It's just funny because it's like, why is it against your belief? Like, what do you believe? That the other person should always spend, because if that's how you're going into a relationship, then you got something else coming for you, brother. Right? I don't know. What's your how do you wanna
Yeah.
engage that?
Ikaw yung gago. This is kind of, I mean, don't we all dream that we could just freeload in a relationship?
Like I wish I could just I wish you would pay everything, or and vice versa. I'm sure you wish that I could pay for everything, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not out of the cuz you have more, you do it. It's just more out of like I wish I didn't have to think of these things anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, obviously, everyone wants that. And maybe you're lucky that in your past dating experience, that's what you got used to. But I think it's also unfortunate that that's what you got used to, because not everyone is going to be going out of their way to finance everything for you, which is not wrong. I don't think it's wrong that you have to contribute. Like, a relationship, no matter how new, is give and take.
It's always about compromise. Like
Yeah.
any relationship that you are in, whether it's romantic, friendship, relationship, it's all about like meeting in the middle. Like obviously, not everyone can have the same wants. Like if everyone had the same wants, then damn, good world, right? But like for example, in this scenario, one person would want the other person to pay for everything. The other person, like the post said, they're more money wise, or no, not money wise, more like they're more how do you say mapera in English?
I don't even know what that means.
It's like they're more cost thinking, like
Cost conscious?
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So for example, if somebody's more cost conscious and they want to split, I'm sure, and I'm very sure that a cost conscious person, their dream would be for the other person to spend for everything else,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So the fact that that person is already just asking like, hey, can we split this? Because it's not like I'm the only one who's going to the place, I'm the only one riding the car, I'm the only one who's gonna eat food. I think it's fine. I mean, obviously, in older traditional archaic senses, and in an ideal world, obviously, you would want the more, let's say, the more masculine person, or the man, male, whatever in the relationship, to pay for everything else. But we're in 2023. It's the 21st century, so it's like it's not. I don't feel like it's against anyone's norm to ask to split. And especially you're not in a fantasy world, you're in the real world, and in the real world you have to actually pay for these things. So I don't know, what do you want to add to that, or
Yeah, I just wanted to reread my favorite line from this post.
yeah, sure.
It's just that hindi ako sanay, and every time he does that to me, pakiramdam ko hino-hold up ako. What? Okay, in English, she's just saying that she's not used to somebody asking her to contribute, and every time this guy does ask her to contribute, she feels like she's getting, it's not mugged.
Yeah,
She feels like she's getting mugged. What do you mean?
it's just it's like if in that scenario, if in the scenario where you're not even asking the other person to pay for everything, you're asking to
Yeah.
split, and you feel like you're being mugged, or you feel like you're the losing end of this, then you should not be in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
it's just
you're not ready to like, if you're not ready to compromise in any kind of way, if you're not ready to split finances in any kind of way, then I'm sorry, but you're not the kind of person who's ready for a relationship yet. I'm sure you've had experiences, or the OP has had experiences like with a significant other who pays for everything, and great, that's amazing, but it's circumstantial. And in the circumstance of dating this other person, you gotta,
that's not how it goes.
if you really like this person, I mean, I didn't want to say love because I think they're just new, but if you really want to get to know this person, you like them, you love them, whatever, you have to figure out on your own if what's more important is the money I spend, which is literally just splitting, I'm not paying for everything, or the person themselves. Like, that's a cost. I don't know. What do you think?
I think just like one more thing. It's not like the guy is forcing her to go out and do all these things.
She
Like,
could say no.
If you don't want to contribute, don't go on the trips. You know? Like, don't go on that specific date. You want to spend time together but you don't want to contribute? Come up with a date idea that doesn't need a lot of money. Like, play a board game. I don't know. But
I think we've been in this situation before too. I mean, we always find ourselves in the situation where we want to do something, like we want to go out to see this, or we want to watch this, or we want to eat out here. And I know a lot of the times that especially when we weren't working yet, when we were in school, we would always split.
yes.
Always. And I didn't see it as a personal insult to myself, like, oh man, I should have paid for everything, because I know that the person I'm dating is understanding and knows that my source of income is like literally from my parents.
Yeah. Like, we are
I don't have a
both-
job. Yeah.
Yeah, we are both in the same situation.
Yeah.
So,
And if I didn't want to split with her, and if she didn't want to split with me, or in any scenario where we didn't want to both spend money, we would find ways to like do something together where it didn't cost much. I think we bought a puzzle once.
yeah, that was really fun. So,
We
I-
bought
I mean,
we bought a
what,
puzzle.
500 piece, 1,000 piece puzzle, I forget. But we bought a puzzle and it entertained us for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, granted, it was a hard puzzle to make because
Yeah.
it was mostly blue. We made a puzzle about the world map.
Yeah, so a lot of blue,
Yeah.
you can imagine.
Thank you, Earth, for the water. But yeah, so it's about what you think is most important in a relationship. If being with the person is the most important thing, you can do things for free. You can we have gotten into walking into the park. Not walking around the park. We've been walking in parks, which is free.
Which is
Why are you
free.
laughing?
Because you said walking into the park.
No, I mean
Walking around the park.
we do all that
Walking in
walking,
the park.
and that's free. And then the conversation is
Yeah.
fun. It's fun. I'm sure in places where it's not as nice climately, you can walk in a mall, right?
Which we also did. Like,
And we do that. We used to do that too all the time,
time.
and it's fun. I didn't necessarily have to buy things to enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, it made it more fun to buy things.
But you don't have
Yeah, you
to.
don't have to. You can always spend time with another person without spending much money. But like I said, since this person cares more about, or it sounds like this person cares more about the expense, or just the idea of having to split expenses with another person,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like, it's it's what you signed up for.
Yeah. Relationships are all about compromise.
It's really all compromise.
And if this is something you're not willing to compromise, okay, I'm not good at grammar right now, like compromise on, compromise for. If you're not willing to compromise on this specific thing, then
Yeah.
reevaluate where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, why are you dating this guy?
Or whoever dating another
Yeah,
person.
like-
Guy or girl, doesn't matter.
It's a guy. She said it's a guy.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. So, that's it. In this case, ikaw yung gago. You are the asshole. Sorry.
Sorry, person. Oh, yeah. Sorry, person. But that's you. All right. You wanna go through the long one? I think I remember it.
Okay, I don't remember which one it was. So.
The one with the read the whole post.
Oh, sure.
Okay. All right. So you'll see it on screen. Okay,
Wait.
this is a little for the audio viewer. This is a little more explicit.
You said you wanted to go after this last. No?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long post, so let's see how far we get. But for the audio listener, AkoBaYungGago, I didn't give him head because he catfished me. Okay.
Moment. Pause for a moment just to laugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So AkoBaYungGago, I didn't give him head because he catfished me. So let me just read it. We're gonna post the whole thing anyway. You'll see it. As the title says, don't get me wrong, I love love giving heads. That time kasi I was so thirsty with kissing and giving someone a head, so I got giddy na mag-reply sa isang post. I already expressed to him that wala naman akong preference sa looks. We exchanged pics and he had this Oppa lookalike. I don't know what Oppa is.
Like a Korean
Oh,
guy.
like, yeah, okay, Oppa lookalike. And though it wasn't really my type, still Jeepa din. Thought to myself, give it a try. We discussed our do's and don'ts, and we both agreed that the other won't force if ayaw talaga gawin on the day of the meetup. And I was cool with it. On the day of the meetup, he didn't tell me he had a car. He picked me up and up somewhere nearby the motel. It was my first doing it in a motel. Oh, where was I? It was my first doing it in a motel. When I hopped in his car, sa car niya, I was like, what the fuck? I looked at him when I got in, still processing. He didn't look exactly like the photos he sent me. Yeah, that's a catfish. I'm sorry. Also, asked him for a NSFW pic. So, not safe for work pic. So, I should know what to look forward to. I was more willing to send some because very horny din ako at the time. I'm gonna be generous with this guy. Pero ayaw daw eh. And no worries naman kasi nasa average naman yung length. Ika niya. Define average is 2 inches average.
Sound off in the comments, everyone, if you think 2 inches is average.
Oh my God. Okay. Alright. Sa photo, fair skin, chinito eyes, oppa body, 6 foot. 6 foot daw. In real life, dark skin, bilog yung eyes, triple XL size, not being OA, it's sa true lang, about 5'4". Okay, alright. Hey, man. I don't advertise I'm 6. But anyway, whatever. Nasa motel na, he was sitting on the edge na ng bed and diretso na akong mag-undress. I sat on his lap and started to kiss him. I wanted to go deep, pero siya nakanganga lang, not using his tongue nor exploring his hands in my body. I moan while kissing him kasi nata-turn on din ako doing those sounds. I keep on kissing him kasi baka lang naman, pero wala talaga. I asked him to put the condom on.
Do we have to read this whole thing? Like
just for content, just for
oh my God.
Kahit nakita ko parang ayaw na ko na talaga. After one round, he asked me to I can't do this.
I told you, we could just send a screenshot. This is so difficult to read out loud.
Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna skip to the part where she or the OP was like, no. So we were kissing sa shower when he said that he wants me to suck him. I told him no. Nag-ask pa why. I said, I just don't want to. And suck mo na, bilis. Ayaw ko nga eh. Please. He was trying to push my shoulders down. Please, no. Locking my arms sa neck niya. Whoa. This went on for as long as I can remember. Back in my mind, I was scared na baka gawin niya sa akin after saying no every time. I stopped kissing him and let go na when I grabbed the soap behind him and started to lather it in myself. I mean, why would you ever send a photo that's not you? Are you afraid of the rejection that will follow? Okay, Gabe, you want to summarize what this?
Okay, the summary is basically the title. Like,
yeah,
AkoBaYungGago, I refused to give somebody
I didn't give him a head
because he catfished me. That's basically it. So this guy catfished her. He did not look anything like what he sent via picture.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Wait. Also, because we couldn't read the whole thing, we're gonna put a link.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the description.
In the description, so you can look at it. And we also, you probably saw it earlier, but we also have screenshots up. So
yeah,
that's just for.
But anyway, this is funny. No, you're not the gago. Actually, wait, hold on. You know what? Gago ka nga. Because if I remember correctly in the post, it said, what did it say? At the time, what is it? Wala akong preference sa looks. Right? That's what the person said.
Where are we?
I mean, okay, in that context, gago ka because you said you had no preference. But obviously, hindi ka gago because if you say no, you don't want to do something for someone, then that should be it. Like, nothing. It's just funny. I found this post very funny because you got catfished. And I don't know how the guy did it, honestly. How did you fake that you were not 6 foot? Like, how did he fake his body? Did he just how did he get those pictures?
It was probably not him.
I know, but it's like, can you imagine the guy? He's just like, oh damn, she's looking for a hot oppa guy. Let me just search hot oppa pictures.
Hot oppa man.
Hot oppa man backside, and then because obviously he can't be the front, because then she'll definitely like, hey, that's not you. So I'm assuming
No,
it's
but
back pictures.
I think he sent a picture that's really not him.
Like
And
everything was not him.
And everything was not him. That's why when she says when she got in the car, she was like, "What the fuck?" I looked at him when I got in, still processing. He didn't look exactly like the photos he sent me.
I think basically when he did not look like what he sent, girl, get out of there.
Yeah,
Like get out. Like I mean,
why did you still
I
engage?
get it. You wanna, you wanna do things, but also for your safety, if this person is lying about what they look like, they can they're
Like, what
capable of
else?
they could lie
I
and
think,
say that.
yeah, it's not safe.
Yeah, I know. What if the person had an STD? I mean, I know they were wearing like protection or something, but they could lie about different things. So why would you do that to yourself?
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to like victim blame. It's just more of when you were already in a situation when you found out that the other person is not who they were or who you thought they were, get the fuck out of there.
Like, it should have been a red flag immediately. Like, you should have realized that and you should have aborted the mission. Like, get out of the
Yeah.
car. Don't even, like, open the car door, check who's inside. Oh, they don't match the pic. Close the door, walk away.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. You didn't have to do any of this because it could have put you in danger. I feel like, though, the way she turned him down wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I mean, you still went in the shower. So
No, that's not what I meant. I meant, well, maybe she just didn't talk about it, but she could have
it was also dangerous to be in a situation where
with a complete
yeah, I
stranger.
know, exactly.
But I think for me, it's like when he was asking her, she just said, "Well, I just don't want to,"
Yeah, and
which
that's
is
fine.
completely fine.
Yeah, always fine.
And it's not like she said, "Well, you look nothing like your pictures and you lied to me," which she could have done because that's what he did. But he didn't like. Well, she was sort of judging what he looked like because her expectation was something completely different. And she could have, I don't know, like called him out on looking like this.
Yeah.
But she didn't. Like, she was like, I just don't want to. Please, no. Like, I don't want any of this. You're too kind. Like, this guy put you in a very awkward and almost dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Like, you are with a complete stranger in a motel with someone who did not match the description they gave you. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have been in this. My point is, hindi ka gago, and you also shouldn't have been in this situation in the first place.
Yes.
That's.
I mean, as
basically
much
it.
as like we don't want to victim blame, but if you already know you're in a situation that is questionable in the sense that you don't the person who showed up is not the person you thought it would be, like, time to go. I mean, I think it happens for even like when uh in cases where the catfishing it's illegal, like when it's someone preying on minors. Like, doesn't that happen?
I don't.
And it's also about the dynamic of that she got in the guy's car, so it was his.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in that particular situation, he was already in control because you're in his car.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
I feel like we should all agree that this was not a safe situation to be in.
Yes, if you're gonna be doing hookups like this, people, please
Be smarter about
be
it.
smart. I mean, this is not from experience. It's just from reading what this person is saying. It's like it sounds like you need to let other people know where you're gonna be. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot of people. It could just be a trusted person. Like, hey, I'm gonna be here. You don't have to tell them what you're doing. Just be like, if anything happens, I'm in this area,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, I can't really be specific right now. I mean, I don't think you want anyone to know this, but yeah, I mean, also it was a funny post because this guy was saying that aside from catfishing his whole body, he catfished his pee. His he catfished his He's a little guy, which is by the person's description, 2 inches is a little guy. I'm sorry. That's not the average, I think, in the world. But yeah, which is like it brings me back to not really bring me back. It jumps to a question, which is people who catfish. How do you think you're gonna get away with it when the person
when
wants?
it's time for like a reveal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. I've always wondered about that.
it's like if you're gonna catfish anyone,
What's the
not
plan?
that I will or would or I'm
Thanks.
not that I'm telling anyone to catfish anyone. Don't show up. Don't show up in real life. Just don't do it because not only will you obviously show the person you broken their trust, you look like a dumbass. Like I used to watch you know that show on MTV,
Yes.
the catfish. Yeah, that shit was funny. Not because people were getting hurt or whatever. It was just ang galing. How oh sorry. It was so cool how I remember this one catfish. It was a guy. He was able to mimic a woman's voice.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, "What? That's like 3D catfishing." Cuz it's like not even the same type person, not even the same sex. He was able to like copy their voice. Which brings me back to like, yeah, if you're gonna ever catfish anyone, and I hope you don't, but if you do, don't show up and don't ask for head. Like, don't, dude, you go there under false pretenses, right? You tried to get the job done. I think based on the post, and then how like where
What was the plan? Where did you think this was gonna go? I think
it's like the audacity.
like what did you think was gonna happen?
Why are you asking for something you can't deliver?
Like what was your game plan here?
You know what it's like? It's like if you ordered pizza and then they showed up with nothing in the box and the guy's like, "Hey, where's my tip?" Then you just like what?
And you're like, please no.
Like-
And he's like, sige na.
Yeah,
You're
like, "Hey, where's the tip?"
no.
Like, "No. I don't want to pay for this." I mean, like
Yeah.
I mean, technically you paid for it because you tried. But then he asked for more. Or the other person was like, "Hey, where's the head? Give me the head." Yeah, so you're not the gago, right? Can we both agree?
Yeah, hindi ka gago, but you also should have.
I mean, that's beside the point. Hindi ka gago, but medyo tanga.
Yeah, like you shouldn't have done this. And to the person who catfished, yeah, ikaw yung gago.
Yeah.
The catfisher, ikaw yung gago.
Anytime you lie
for
to
sure.
someone in good faith, like scammers, scalpers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
This post was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, that was interesting. It's just yeah. Yes, people, please do not catfish ever.
Ever.
And if you have the audacity to catfish, don't go above and beyond. Don't pretend like it's a regular situation. Yeah, that's my last few thoughts on that. I don't know. Do you want to give your last thoughts?
Oh, I'm good. I gave my last
good?
thoughts
Okay.
a few.
I think
Seconds
this is
earlier.
good for this. Let us know if you liked us covering these posts. They were funny, especially this last one that we looked at. Yeah.
That was me copying our last OP's
Oh yeah.
reveal. It was kind of funny.
But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, let us know the feedback. Also, big reminder. Please like the video. Comment your feedback. Comment if 2 inches is average or not. I don't know. I'm gonna give a spoiler alert. No. And also subscribe to our channel and click the notifications. Please click the notifications. And be sure to follow us on Spotify and rate us 5 stars. And follow us on Instagram. That's at DifficultLemonPod. Yep. So I think that's all we have for now. To the people asking us for the Barbenheimer app, we're still
thinking about
Yeah.
it.
we don't know if it's relevant anymore. Comment if relevant if relevant Barbenheimer. If Barbenheimer is relevant to you. If you want to hear our review of the movie, because I think
We have thoughts,
Yeah,
but is it still relevant or does it still matter? If we have thoughts, I think it's more of that question.
Yeah. And we actually I really enjoyed this episode personally.
Yeah, I wish we could do more, honestly.
Yeah, but for now, those are the best posts, or those were the random posts we found on the Reddit. If you want us to review other subreddits or other posts,
Yeah.
please link them to us on our Instagram. That's at Difficult Lemon Pod. Please send us a DM or comment on any of our posts for the suggestions.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone, and have a good
Week.
day ahead. Bye.
Enjoy your life. Bye.
Thumbnail pic. Okay, bye-bye.